Going to edit, going to transform in mirrors. So we're going to select one of these lines, select the other line, that is another geometry, hit OK, and we can see here it says mirror through a line. So we're going to select that option, existing line. So there is a line, give us a message on the queue, existing line, select that line, and select the option copy. There you go. Now we can back up here, bring us back into the same operator, mirror through a line again, and we're going to use the other one. So existing line, select that line. We're going to copy. I guess we need to maybe reselect the objects. So we're going to reselect these objects that we're going to mirror. Hit OK to that. Select copy. Boom. Copies the geometry. So we're going to slide it, see everything on the screen. We're going to select endpoint of a line to endpoint, endpoint to endpoint, endpoint to endpoint. Finally, this piece of geometry here. We have completed our cross. We can delete the geometry that we don't need right now. We go under replace view isometric, rotate the part, go into edit, select object displayed, and we can take this line and turn it into a reference line, some kind of a dotted line or phantom line is the most appropriate. Hit OK. You don't have to do this, but it's an option. It's nice to do sometimes, so it's more detailed your model. Go on the layer. Be sure that we don't have those layers that we don't want. Go into the isometric so we can see clearly what we have done. Looks good. That's the cross that we are shooting for. So we're going to create an extrusion. Be sure that connected curves is toggle on. Select one of the curves and reverse the direction of the extrusion. Make an adjustment. We can play here with an approximation. Let's see, and probably looks good for right now. So we're going to hit OK. Okay. We're going to go under format again and be sure that we're going to turn on the cross on the specific layers. Okay. Go on the datum planes and select the face of the solid body, reverse the direction. We're going to type the distance that they want us to do, the proper direction. Okay. Rotate the model slightly. We're going to use the operator trim body. On trim body, we just select the tool that we are using here. And we're going to trim it to the datum plane that we created. Be sure that the direction of trimming is according to what we want to. Otherwise, we might have to reverse it. Okay, now we're going to subtract. We subtract the tool. Okay, we kind of move around the part on the screen so we can see a little better at the bottom. It looks like there is a boo-boo on the inside. I don't know how many of you are able to see it, but things don't look like there is something that is not correct on the inside there, and we need to understand what is really happening there. Okay, obviously the extrusion did not go far enough, and we ended up doing the trimming with the datum plane. So what we're gonna have to do is go into the extruded body that we have created as a tool and edit that geometry. So select edit, edit parameters, and adjust it slightly down. So the tool will go a little bit farther, and then the datum plane will trim it at the bottom face like it's supposed to. Sometimes it happens, things like that, it always happens in the real world. So we go under edit and select object displayed and change the colors of the solid body to what is required. And hit apply. We can select new edit, select the faces now. Select face, select at the bottom face here, hit OK. Hit OK, toggle that and change it to the color that we need to. I believe it's yellow. Select yellow, hit OK. On the select faces, select face again. Select one face, select the other face, and be sure that we go all the way around selecting the faces accordingly and the size of the cross. So that we select all the faces. When we're done, we just hit OK. Okay, we're okay. Orient the view, going to the isometric. Select the absolute, unshade the part. Under format layer settings, uncheck the geometry. Be sure that layer 1 is our work layer. We gotta check the user-defined categories are properly labeled. You don't have to worry about layer number 10. That's something that I did for demo purposes only. But you gotta check your user-defined categories accordingly. Okay, you continue with the model and you do it DCS. Don't want to spend too much time here from now on, but be sure that you make the part 100% DCS, turn off all the layers and continue.